The news is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, the Wellness Center, Medical and Behavioral Health Clinics, Ticely Cross Deliciously Smooth Cider, HOV Medical and Digicel, simply more speed, reliability and entertainment. His Excellency the Governor, John J. Rankin, has impressed on the government of the Virgin Islands to pick up pace in addressing reform recommendations of the Commission of Inquiry, which he says is lagging. However, during the February 14, 2023 press conference, he admitted lags on his part as well.
Sure, the two which I mentioned in particular are the review of law enforcement agencies, and that's partly delayed because the relevant body which will carry out that review is currently working in other overseas territories, and once they finish that bit of work, they'll get on with their work on the review of law enforcement agencies here. And similarly, getting the vetting process in place is taking longer than I would like. So yes, there have been delays in that area. I accept responsibility for those delays, and what I'm determined to do is to get them going as soon as possible. But and as I've also recognised, some of the delays on the government side are for reasons I understand. So I'm determined to try to resolve those problems to see if we can make the progress we all want.
According to Governor Rankin, most of the few recommendations implemented are under his portfolio.
The fact is that fewer than half of the Commission of Inquiry recommendations have so far been implemented. And many of those which have been implemented are matters which fall under my responsibility as Governor. For example, the criminal investigations that are taking place. There have also been a number of delays in taking forward specific recommendations, and revised deadlines are currently under consideration.
Among the matters that are not being addressed in a timely manner on the government's part is that of residency and belongership status.
The severe delays that are occurring in the processing of applications for residency and belongership. The government is expressly committed to following the current law, which stipulates a residency threshold of 10 years for belongership. Since 1st June 2022, 1,102 applications for residency and belongership have been made. But from the information available to me, little, if any, progress has been made in dealing with these applications. Moreover, there's a backlog in previous applications which have still not come forward for decision. This needs to be resolved. If part of the problem is around capacity constraints within the Immigration Department, then this frankly should have been sorted out already. Under the framework document, the government made a commitment to prioritise and allocate resources to ensure reform.
Another area of concern is the alleged poor cooperation being had from some statutory boards.
My report also notes three particular areas of concern. First, a lack of cooperation from some statutory boards to requests for information from reviewers. Second, the continued delay in the adoption of a protocol for appointments to statutory boards. Such a protocol needs to address the unfettered discretion of ministers that has existed in this area, which the Commissioner in the Commission of Inquiry report noted had resulted in, I quote, overt manipulation, unquote, by the executive of certain boards. In my first quarterly review, I expressed my concern that the protocol had not been prioritised and it has still not been adopted. I hope this omission will be resolved very shortly in a way that ensures that board appointments are made in an open and transparent fashion and in accordance with clear and objective criteria. In relation to the reviews of statutory boards being carried out by Mr Jamal Smith and Ms Sheila Brathwaite, I know that in relation to the former review, there are a good number of statutory boards who have not yet responded, did not respond to the request he made for information. Once his report is published, which I hope will happen very shortly, then you and others will be able to see his further findings in that respect.
So you don't know which boards they are at this stage?
Until such time as the report is tabled as necessary in Cabinet and then published, it would be wrong of me to preempt. But yes, I am aware myself of those statutory boards.
He said that some delays are for just reasons.
In other areas, there have been understandable reasons for delay. For example, it has taken some time to identify some of the reviewers, to take forward the reviews, and it's only recently that the announcement was made that Mr Kedrick Malone has been asked to take forward the review in relation to residency and belongership. And so clearly a shift in the deadline there will be required, I believe, to the end of October has been proposed. The Honourable Premier has written to me on the subject of those changed deadlines, and I hope to respond to him shortly. So sometimes there's a sound and good reason for delay. In other areas, I am concerned that there's not been a good reason, and so I hope that those issues will be resolved as soon as possible. I understand that in the run-up to the general election, inevitably, a focus will be on other issues, but I hope that in areas where progress can be achieved, such as I've outlined, that it will be achieved.
The implementing of the recommendations of the COI is an agreement between the Government of the Virgin Islands and the United Kingdom government to avert the UK partially suspending the Constitution of the Virgin Islands, which was the #1 recommendation of the report of Sir Gary Hickenbottom, the Commissioner of Inquiry.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Everyone looks to the future, but no one truly knows what the future holds.
The number of people under the age of 20 with type 2 diabetes could increase by 49% by 2050. Let it be known that we all have a 30% chance of developing hypertension.
Globally, more than 300 million people of all ages suffer from depression.
More than 60,000 young adults aged 20 to 39 are diagnosed with cancer each year. Obesity leads to problems such as stroke, heart disease, and kidney failure.
No matter your race, age, or color, we are all at risk.
These diseases can be managed or prevented if caught early.
But with the right medicine and the right doctors to keep us on a path to live a robust and healthy life,
we will live well.
There are many ways to enjoy life, like so many ways to count on Popular.
Plug into Digicel Plus and get even more entertainment with Disney Plus included. The best of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, National Geographic all in one place. Whenever you want, plug into Plus to enjoy Disney Plus and much more with a home fiber bundle. Sign up today. Digicel Plus.